Hello everybody, welcome to the video on basic agile interview questions that are almost always asked to the candidates aspiring to be project managers. Agile methodology has brought a lot of difference in the adaptability and flexibility of the project management processes. And many organizations are either already using it or want to adapt it. So if you aspire to be a project manager, do expect some questions on agile as well. Today, let's see 8 basic questions on Agile, specially asked to the project managers. We'll talk about the difference between Agile and traditional methodology, which one is more suitable, technical debt in Agile, Agile Manifesto, different teams in Agile, performance metrics used in Agile, challenges that the organizations and in turn the project managers face with the adoption of Agile, etc. So you can see yourself. This is everything which has a very high chance of being asked to a project management candidate during the interview. So if you're really serious about cracking your next interview, do watch the complete video without missing any parts of it. Ready? Fantastic. Let's start. Okay, so here comes our question number 1. In what ways do agile and traditional methods of project management differ from each other? Now see, this is the most basic question that you must expect in your interview as a project manager. To answer this question, you can say something like, traditional and agile are two project management methodologies which differ from each other in many ways, including their approach, principles, characteristics, and practices. Let's see them one by one. Let's talk about the approach part first. The approach followed by traditional project management methodology, also called as waterfall model, is linear and sequential in nature, which means you complete one phase of the project before moving on to the next. However, the approach followed by agile project management methodology is iterative and incremental in nature. This means that the work here is broken down into small, manageable sections and delivered in iterations or sprints. The second point of difference between the two is in the principles followed. Traditional project management follows well-defined and rigid principles. The emphasis here is on comprehensive planning, adherence to the schedules and budgets, and tight control of project's scope. On the other hand, if you look at agile methodology, it works on adaptability, collaboration, customer feedback, and continuous improvement as its principles. The most typical characteristics of traditional project management are, it is hierarchical, taking a top-down approach. It has clearly defined roles and responsibilities among the team members. The emphasis here is on planning and documentation. However, if you look at Agile on the other hand, it is characterized by collaborative and self-organizing teams. The roles and responsibilities are flexible here. It promotes frequent communication and the focus is on early and continuous value creation for the customer. And as I said initially, the two differ in their practices also. Detailed project planning, documenting requirements, and focusing on adherence to a predefined plan are the common practices followed in a traditional model. But if you look at agile practices, they include iterative development, frequent customer feedback, visual management using boards or tools, and regular team communication through daily stand-ups and sprint reviews. So these are the major differences between the traditional and agile methodologies of project management that you can talk about to answer this question. Now that you have talked about the differences between the two methodologies, the next obvious follow-up question could be, which methodology do you recommend? Now see, this is a tricky question. Tricky because you can't take sides here. Both the methodologies have their own disadvantages and advantages and are suitable for different scenarios. So if I were to answer this question as a project manager, I would say something like, well, this choice depends upon the type of project and organization's culture. Traditional project management is better suited when the project has clearly defined requirements, stable environments, and a hierarchical organizational culture. On the other hand, agile project management is better suited when the project has changing or evolving requirements, dynamic environments, and a collaborative and innovative organizational culture. So you see how I have talked about the two scenarios in which these two different methodologies are more suitable. I've not taken sides of any particular methodology here. Now, coming to question number 3, which is very, very important for any project manager, not just in the interviews, but during the projects also. And this question is, tell us something about technical debt in Agile. Now see, technical debt in Agile is basically the cumulative consequence of making wrong choices during software development. For example, choosing suboptimal architecture, tools, or solutions because you can deliver them more quickly or they will save you some money. The long-term drawback of choosing these suboptimal solutions could mean heavier maintenance cost or the system not being scalable in the future, etc. So while making such choices, you have to have a balance here so that you can maintain the health and sustainability of your product in the future also. And this is what technical debt means in Agile. Okay, now our question number 4 is about Agile Manifesto, which is the most important thing in this whole Agile methodology. So the question is, what are the core values of Agile Manifesto? Now see, the Agile Manifesto is a foundational document which clearly outlines the guiding values and principles guiding Agile software development. The core values as mentioned in the Agile Manifesto are priority to number 1, individuals and interactions over processes and tools. Establishing the importance of human touch over processes and tools. The second one is working software over comprehensive documentation. Establishing functional deliverables as a measure of progress. The third core value it supports is customer collaboration over contract negotiation, emphasizing the importance of customer involvement throughout the project. And the last one is responding to change over following a project plan, catering to the need of flexibility and adaptability in the project plan. So this is one of the most important questions that you must prepare yourself to answer well. If need be, you can replay this part of the video to make sure that you are thorough with the core values of Agile Manifesto. Next question is again based on Agile Manifesto. And the question is, as per Agile Manifesto, what is the longest time a team can take before it delivers the software to the client? Now see, as per the Agile Manifesto, the teams should deliver working software frequently, from a couple of weeks to a couple of months. So depending upon the size of the project, the team should target the delivery in a few weeks and can take a few months, but not too long. Now see, as a project manager, one of the important parts of your responsibilities is organizing and managing your teams. And your next question could be about that. The question could be, what are the different types of Agile teams? Now see, there are various ways to organize Agile teams. Some of the most common ones being, number 1, having a feature team, which consists of testers, developers, analysts. This team selects software features. The focus of this team is on multiple development disciplines. The second team that you could have could be product team. This is the team that brings thoughts and ideas into reality. This team defines and implements roadmaps, builds features and services in a product, and actually executes the strategies. So a lot of responsibilities you see. The third one could be component team. The focus of this team is on specific components of the application architecture rather than the features. The next one could be functional team, the one that works on tasks specific to their department. And the next one could be project team. This is a group of individuals who are motivated to achieve a specific goal and willing to work together to it. Usually, this is the first team to be formed when an organization starts a new project. So, as a project manager, this question is very important. Now that you have formed your teams, organized them, and they're already on the job, your next responsibility as a project manager is to measure the performance of your teams. So, your next question could be about that. And the question could be, what are the different Agile metrics you would use to measure the performance of your Agile team? Now, to answer this question, you can say something like, well, there are various metrics to measure the performance of your Agile team. Some of the notable ones being, number 1, sprint commitments delivered by the team. You can calculate this metric by looking at the number of story points completed by a team during the sprint. The second method is the number of defects closed per sprint. This metric is an indicator of the quality of work delivered by each team based on the number of issues identified and rectified in a sprint. The third one is velocity. It is a measure of the total amount of work a team is capable of completing in a given period or sprint. Some additional metrics that you can use to measure the performance of your team are predictability, productivity, stability, code churn, and burn down charts. Since Agile methodology works a lot around human touch, looking at factors like trust among team members, morale, communication, customer satisfaction, and collaboration is also very helpful. Now, although Agile has received huge admiration from the software industry, many organizations still struggle with its proper implementation and adoption. While the small and medium-sized organizations do better with this adoption, large-scale organizations find it more challenging. And this is one of the major concerns that the interviewers try to put up during the interview. And your next question could be, what are some common challenges that prevent effective adoption of Agile in an organization? Now, some of the common pitfalls the companies face with the adoption of Agile are: number one, obsolete tools. Many organizations keep on using old-fashioned tools suitable only for traditional project management. These tools don't possess the features to support Agile methodology, and hence, even after you have all the intentions to adopt Agile, your tools don't support you. And this is a big problem with many organizations. The second one is rigid architecture. Your old software architecture may be inflexible, not allowing any scalability. If you continue to use the old architecture and expect the Agile methodology to create wonders, it's difficult. For Agile to work, your architecture has to be flexible, which many organizations struggle with. The third challenge is distributed teams. This is usually a problem with large organizations that have teams distributed across different geographical locations. Inconsistent strategies across different teams make the adoption of Agile very difficult. The next problem is very, very common. This is a big challenge. That is resistance from the team. Since the team is used to work in a particular fashion, they resist the changing work culture. Without the cultural change where the teams are ready to give up the solo mindset and the manager and the team leads are ready to give up their desire to control and command, just implementing Agile is not going to make it successful. And the last big challenge that you can talk about to answer this question is lack of open communication. Now see, we have been observing throughout the video that the key to successful implementation and execution of Agile methodology in any organization is open and honest communication and collaboration between the team members. There are many organizations that struggle with changing their old ways of measuring their performance, which is again a big pitfall in the way of effective adoption of Agile. So friends, this is all from my side in today's video, and I sincerely hope that you have found these questions useful for your interview preparation. Do let me know by commenting in the box below if you would like to see any other topics covered on this channel. If you have found today's video useful, do give it a thumbs up and share it with your friends also. To make sure that you don't miss out on such important videos from CareerRide, subscribe to the channel now. I'll see you very soon with a new video. Till then, bye-bye and take care.